Welcome back to Eye on the Money, and today we're discussing investing in unit trust with Joyce Gitau from Old Mutual. Now, Joyce, before we went to break, you are giving us a lot of depth on this whole aspect of investing in unit trust. In fact, you almost have me convinced. However, startup capital is a very big thing for a lot of people who are looking to invest somewhere. In the case of unit trust, how much do I need to start?
You can start as little as 1,000 shillings in terms of investment. And nowadays you can also do that through your mobile platform for Old Mutual star 480 hash, and you can invest as little as 10 shillings. But the conventional way, 1,000 shillings, and you can start your investment on any fund.
Yeah. So 1,000, just give me a range. So you can go to 1,000 to any amount of...
To whatever amount, if you're looking at growing your investment. So if you're looking at growing your investment to 50,000, you can start at 1,000, right, or you can start at 10,000, or you can start at 15,000. So if you keep on topping up, yes, you'll be able to achieve your goal much faster. If you would want just to do lump sum and let it grow, then that is allowed.
Now, still on the money making aspects of it, if I invest more, does that mean that I earn more? How does it work?
So the nature of unit trust is we are pooling resources. So your money, my money, you bring in your 10,000 and I bring in my 15,000, and we pool our funds together. The nature of unit trust is that we'll get the same return or same interest at the end of the year. So it's a benefit in that we are pooling resources together, such that the person bringing 1 million, the person putting in 100,000, they'll be able to pool resources together and earn a decent return at the end of the day. If you'd wish your funds to grow much faster, then you're allowed to do the top up to be able to achieve your goal. But the return is a uniform return. Yes.
So earlier on in the conversation you mentioned, sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
It's all right.
Earlier on in the conversation you mentioned, damn, I've lost my conversation. Okay, so let's talk about the regulation aspects of it.
Yeah.
How is my money protected? You know, in different investments,
Yes.
if I put my money here, I see where it's going. With unit trust, you're trusting a fund manager.
Yeah.
So what's the regulation around unit trust?
So there are various parties to a unit trust. So there's a fund manager who's a professional regulated by the Capital Market Authority. There is a trustee within the party of the unit trust, so they'll get to check, have you bought the bonds, have you bought the shares? They're ensuring that it's done. There is a custodial services, which is different from the banking institutions. For instance, if you're giving us funds for investments, we're not putting it in our bank account that we use it. It's under the custody services. If you're investing in the money market fund, for instance, you put your money in the Old Mutual Money Market Fund. So each fund is under custodial services. There's also auditors who check whether we're doing the right thing. We have AGMs once in a year, and your accounts are usually audited. They're under check. There's publication of the prices on a daily basis. So you are protected under the capital markets regulation.
I regained my train of thought. I remembered. So I wanted to ask,
yes,
going into investing in unit trust, what are some of the things that someone needs to look out for? And by this I mean, what are the do's and don'ts? This is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. Like just cautionary measures.
Okay. So number one is to, first of all, go to an organization that is regulated by the Capital Market Authority. Number two, know the kind of product that you're getting into. It has to be, is it a unit trust? It's a unit trust. Am I contributing money monthly? There's usually a difference between a contractual agreement and a lump sum sort of agreement. So you have to have your facts right. Get to know, is this a money market fund? Is this an equity fund? Because some of the mistakes probably that investors make with unit trust is investing in a fund thinking they're going to get a very high return. They want the high return, but they want the very low risk. So probably they'll put their money in an equity fund because past performance is not necessarily the performance for the future. For instance, if the equity fund performed at 27%, I'll give an example for Old Mutual Fund, 2017, probably 2017, 21%. So if you look at the past, then you'd think this is the fund, I need to invest in this money, and yet you do not like to take any risks. Then in the current year, you decide this is the investment that you'll put your money in. You put in your 10,000. Probably giving an example, today illustration, market has gone down, say 6%. So your 10,000 is less by 600. So are you able to absorb that shock? So those are the things that you need to look at. Am I able to take this risk? Just have a risk assessment and get to know if you are risk averse or you do not like any risk, or you are a risk taker. High risk, high return. Number 3, know what is the goal that you want to achieve. Are you investing for the sake of investing? Are you putting in money there so that you pull it out at some point? And then the horizon. How long? 3 years, 5 years? So those are the things that you need to look at when you're starting to invest in unit trust, because you're trusting the professional to do that on your behalf. They're giving you the best advice.
Joyce, thank you very much for joining us today on Eye on the Money to discuss unit trust. The information has been very, very valuable, and I'm sure our viewers at home who have been having any questions about investing in unit trust have got all the vital answers and information that they need. Unfortunately, we've come to the tail end of our show, but as usual, I'll leave you with the financial tip of the day. Do your homework. Make an effort to comprehend the fund fact sheets before finalizing your selection. At least make time to understand the underlying asset type, whether it's equity, bond, or hybrid, to match your financial goals. If you have a pool of cash meant for the down payment of a car in 6 months' time, an equity fund may not be the best option. Well, that's all the show I had for you today, but do keep the conversation going on our social media pages at Metropole TV KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Ingrid Nantege. Have a very beautiful evening.